Incoming transmission.
Picture this. A recording studio somewhere far, far away.
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion on the 26th of November. I can't believe we're almost at the end of November and heading into December. I'm looking at Magicland Dizzy today on the Commodore Amiga, released in 1990 by Codemasters. As with all the Dizzy games, I think. Big Red Studios, I think, took over at one point. I think that was for like Spellbound and stuff like that. But this was one of my favourites, actually, on both the Spectrum and the Amiga. Before I kick off, really, I just want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the channel. I've now hit over 400, so thank you very much for that. It was quite a nice thing to wake up to this morning. So big thanks to everybody who's subscribed to the channel recently. But we're looking at Magicland Dizzy today on the Amiga, and a couple of little stutters there, strangely. Oh well, never mind. Hopefully that's not going to be a reoccurrence. But you can see it's fairly different from the... No, just ignore that. That didn't happen. It's very different from the Spectrum version. This being one of them, actually. The preemptive jump that you just saw me do there was basically because on the Spectrum version you had to jump ahead of the shark. Otherwise you'd land in the water. On this one you can just basically jump onto the shark as soon as it's there. That's even nicer. Now, I'm well out of practice on this game, so I'm not really going to be doing it as a walkthrough. I'm just going to be doing it as a sort of a look at what this game is like sort of thing. So there. Easily done. Alright, so graphically, let's look at the graphics first. Very, very pretty. This sort of puts the 8 bits under the hammer a little bit, doesn't it? But you expect it to be better on the Amiga, being its 16-bit machine and all that. The premise is the same. Pretty much all the items that you collect are the same. And all the puzzles are pretty much the same, so if you've completed it on the Spectrum or Amstrad C64 or any other format, you'll know exactly what to expect. I can't tell you from memory if the items are in the same places. I would imagine they probably are. I did complete this one back in the day, which is always a good thing. But, you know, it's funny how the memory sort of fades after a while and you can't remember what you've got to do and when. So there we go. I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to have done this yet either, but oh well, never mind. Let's see. Can I get back in the castle? No. So there you go. I've managed to botch this already. But I'm going to come and explore this side of the map anyway. So you can see there we've got Excalibur, so we've got to find a way of pulling that out. Basically, the premise is that the Evil Wizard's axe has returned and... you've got to wake up all the Yoke folk, or at least get them out of their predicaments, which, well, you know, that's prevalent in all the Dizzy games, really, isn't it? They are a bunch of mishaps, really, aren't they? They always seem to get themselves into a lot of trouble. Now, graphically, this is really nice. The Spectrum version didn't have much in the way of animation on the NPC characters, but this does have quite a lot of nice animations, such as... I think that's Denzel there. Is it Denzel? No, it's Dozy. Dozy sleeping there with the Zeds coming out. That's really nice. I think that's quite cool. So what I'm going to have to do, I think, to get back across the other side is to jump in the moat. And hopefully I'll reappear on the other side. Yes, thankfully. There we go. So I've lost a couple of lives through being a little bit hasty. But never mind. So, music. Love the music on this. It's just really, really catchy. I think if you I've found myself humming this game, humming the theme tune over and over again when I first started playing this, and I think you'll probably find that you'll do the same once you've finished watching this. In fact, just have a little listen to this. It's very catchy and it will probably drive you nuts. But, oh well, never mind. That's what Dizzy games do. In fact, one of my favourite Dizzy theme tunes of all time was Treasure Island Dizzy on the Spectrum, and I think it's the same on the Amstrad. I don't think I'm supposed to go down there either. Oh well. Let's lose another life and go down to 1, and then see how far I can get on no lives. Never mind. So I need the bucket, and I can't remember what for. You got to like inch your way along, or else you just fall in the well again. But yeah, Treasure Island Dizzy was my favourite theme tune on the Spectrum 128K version. It was the same on the Amstrad. Not sure about the C64, but the Amiga version was a completely different theme, which was odd, but nonetheless it was still fairly catchy, just not as rememberable. I can't actually remember what the Amiga one sounds like, but it is on my channel, so if you fancy going to see the Amiga version of Treasure Island Dizzy, then head over and have a look at that. But I love this game. The presentation is lovely. It's just like literally playing a cartoon game. It's really, really nice. The timings of the jumps aren't quite as they are much more forgiving than previous games. We don't need that power pill anymore, so we can drop that and we can pick up. It's Dora, so we can pick her up. Right, so there's a witch here. I think she's going to want her cat, if I remember rightly. Gobbolino, that's quite a nice throwback. But all in all, it's a great little adventure game that'll keep you going for a good couple of hours, just to try and figure out where all the puzzles are and what you need to do. You have an energy level, so we'll have a look at the UI next. Up in the top left, you can see your score. You can see where you are at all times by the text underneath all that. Lives would be literally underneath where it says lives. There's a blank box at the moment because I just have lost a few. And jewels or gems, you just keep collecting those. I think there's 30 of them. It seems to be quite a nice round number for the Codemasters when they've been doing these games. I think you can jump over the volcano by using the clouds, but I'm not 100% sure. And as I've only got one life left, I would like to try and show you a little bit of the game. At least solve one puzzle while we're here anyway. I have picked up Dora. You've probably guessed already where I'm going to go with this, but let's see. But presentation-wise, it's a lovely game. Most age groups would be able to pick this up and play quite easily, I would say. I mean, if you consider that I was, I don't know, how old would I have been in 1990? I have no idea. I'm 42 now, you work it out. But I didn't have too many issues back then. So, yeah, I'd say probably most age groups would be okay with this. And if you like platformers, puzzle games, this is right up your street. And I think you'll enjoy it. And if you're a Dizzy fan, there's just hands down, there's no question, you will enjoy this. So, yes, this came on a compilation as well. It was a standalone disc, and it also came on a compilation. I think Dizzy's Excellent Adventures, I think, came with several other games. I can't remember which ones they were now. Hang on a second. I think Treasure Island Dizzy, I don't think it was on that compilation, which was a bit strange. That was also a standalone release. But yeah, Magicland was included. Fast Food, I think, was included. And Quick Snacks, I think, was included. And I'm tempted to say Spellbound Dizzy and Prince of the Yoke Folk as well. That's just from memory. I did actually have that compilation. In fact, I don't know if there were two. There might have been two compilations. If any of you guys know the answer to that, please feel free to chime in on the comments and let me know. But I can't remember if there were two Dizzy compilations or just the one. I know that one had 2 discs, and that's the one I had, which had Magicland Dizzy on. So, who knows? Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. But either way, it was cool to have it and own it and play it. Anyway, guys, that's about it from me for today. Hope you're having a cracking week already. I know it's only Monday, but oh well. Anyway, I'll be back very soon with a brand new review. If you've got any suggestions, please leave them in the comments and I will jot them down and I will get to them eventually. Anyway, you lot, you keep it retro and I will catch you next time. Until then, bye for now!